Hi, this is ANDREI AUSCH, aka Dre Studios, illustrator, newbie sketch card artist, and just an overall nice guy. And hey, you're listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Aren't you a lucky devil?
Right, let's go. Hello, everybody. My name is Ian Taylor, and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. They're really great. Go check them out, and you can find our two groups on Facebook, details of which are at the end of this podcast. With me, as ever, is my co-pilot in all things Marvel cards. He's a true one-of-one gold parallel that collectors everywhere are offering their kidneys for. It's Norrin Rad.
Hello.
Hello and welcome. You had an accent going on before we started recording.
I did have an accent.
Yeah.
A pretty good accent, I would say.
Yes,
really.
It's funny, Penny. Yes.
It's funny. It's real funny.
Yeah.
Not a great accent. I'm not the best at accents. In my heart, I'm really good, and then I do it, and I realize, not so
Everyone
good.
sounds great when they're doing an impression, not so much when they listen back to it.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
I like
think
that.
Is the what I've learnt in my
That's a good one.
in my years in the theatrical profession. Yes, it's funny.
Funny.
But anyway, did I tell you? No, of course I didn't tell you. I didn't so much as meet Sean Connery once, but I almost kind of bumped into him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was with the former future Mrs. Taylor, and I was in Edinburgh. So if you're going to find Sean Connery, then Scotland is probably
is the location.
Is the location, and we were a bit drunk, if I remember correctly, and we were barreling around a corner outside. There's a massive hotel in Edinburgh. It's like one of the grand buildings. I think it's called the Caledonian. I might be wrong. And we were just kind of going round the corner, and the door's kind of on the corner of the building. And he clearly had dinner with someone, and he was saying goodbye to them. So he was outside with his wife, like with another couple, and they were just kind of obviously parting. But he, first off, I'll say that he was getting on a bit even then. I mean, now he's completely retired and he's really old now.
Yeah.
But this would have been the early noughties. This would have been at least 16 to 18 years ago. And he was like, in my mind's eye, I remember him as being like really, really big.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things whereby he's probably, because I'm 6 foot and he's a big chap because he used to weightlift as well. He was a bodybuilder before he became an actor.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you can find some great photos of him in like the 50s.
Oh wow.
As a bodybuilder.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I just remember, and I think it's one of these things that he's got this presence. So you kind of feel like and we just heard the voice.
That's pretty funny.
And we just kind of walked past open-mouthed and then got about 5 yards away from him. And I find myself going to my the former future Mrs. Taylor. It is him, like really loudly. So that was my very near brush with Bond.
With Bond, that's pretty cool. I've never had no brush with Bond.
It's a rather random story, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, Bond cards are featured in non-sport trading cards, and they're a big deal. Well, there you go, a little segue.
I don't know if we talked. I think we talked about this. Did I tell you I collect relic and autograph cards from the Daniel Craig movies?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
But I can't remember.
I wonder if it was on air.
I think it did, because I remember including one in the tasting notes.
Yeah, so you had to. You showed me some really cool stuff. So yeah, you had to be.
Yeah. Well, they've of course the Upper Deck have now got the license. So on ePacks, it dropped about 6 weeks ago.
That's right. Somebody on the group was going at it pretty heavy. I forgot who.
Well, I went in.
Bagley?
I bought. Not sure if it was actually. I haven't seen him post about it.
Probably not. I don't remember who it was.
He was Stephen. Good evening, Stephen.
Stephen
who's at Baltimore Comic Con at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, he texted me. Yeah.
And we'll talk about that more in a moment.
Yeah.
But big X-Files fan, so he was going after X-Files quite hard.
Yeah,
And
got
he
some
got
really
some
good pulls too.
good pulls, really good stuff.
Yeah, cleaned house.
But and he's got most of the big stuff as well, like the quad autos, Duchovny.
Yeah, he's gonna. See. That's the great thing about certain pulls. Like for me, when I go into certain cards, I pull the big stuff first. I'll just do the whole set because that's got me. You know what I mean? Yep. That's hook, line, and sinker at that point. Like especially if I get that lucky, I'm just gonna go for the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I dabbled with some Bond, and I bought because they're pretty good. There's $5 a pack, and I maybe got an auto because you get 2 autos a box. I can't remember how many packs.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So I was getting autos on a higher ratio by just buying single packs. Every 2 or 3 packs, I was putting an auto. And I got maybe about 6. I only got one of the Daniel Craig ones. I locked it away.
Wow.
Not actual Daniel Craig, sorry. From one of his movies. So it was one of the really common autos. One of the, I can't remember. I'm one from maybe Quantum of Solace or Casino Royale. Anyway, all of these actors I've got autos for from when Rittenhouse did them because they've all signed them. Apart from there's a couple that are new on the Upper Deck side of things. I think Jeffrey Wright might be new, who played Felix Leiter.
Maybe.
In the Bond movies.
I don't remember.
Yeah, in Casino Royale. You'll recognise the actor, Jeffrey Wright.
Sure I will. I'm horrible with names.
He's you'll have seen him. He's in Westworld as well.
Okay.
The HBO series. Anyway, the rest of them I just ended up trading out for good Marvel stuff because I got some really good autos from movies that I wasn't collecting because Bond is one of those things. It's like Harry Potter or Game of Thrones.
That's a big IP.
You dive in and you're literally thousands of autograph cards.
Wow.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because you think about how many Bond movies there've been, and a lot of the signers from even when Rittenhouse were doing it, which feels pretty recent, but actually the Rittenhouse Bond set started over 10 years ago. A lot of the signers have died from those early movies.
Wow.
So, even the more common ones, but from those 60s and even some of the 70s movies, a lot of the signers have passed away, which is always a shame. And I only know that because Non-Sport Updates feed is pretty good at going.
They do
these posts. It has Assad duty to report that such and such.
Yeah.
Who was in.
I like that, and then they feature their cards,
and then they show some auto cards. I just think it's really nice. And the reason that springs to mind is because Robert Forster passed away last week.
Yeah, I saw
the actor who was in Jackie Brown, and brilliant actor. Really,
he was really good.
Underrated. I mean, 78. I mean, it's a pretty good innings, but it would have been nice to have him around a bit longer. But
yeah,
that's what happens, I guess. So, anywho,
great actor though.
So let's get on to things of slightly more good humor and upliftingness. Yes, exactly, because this isn't a Halloween episode. Not yet. No. So our intro. I'm going to talk about our artist intro this week, and then I'm going to talk about an artist who is kind of rocking my eyeballs at the moment, who has not, to my knowledge, done Marvel cards. And I've not sent you any of their stuff, and my mouse has just stopped working. What's going on?
No!
My mouse has just stopped working. I think it's because the USB port on my computer is...
Your technology's turned against you, Ian.
My technology has turned against me. It's all getting all Skynet up in here.
Terminator.
It is. That new Terminator movie's coming out soon. I'm not sure.
Dark Fate. I want to see it.
I think I'm up for it. Because Linda Hamilton.
Great.
I get a bit tingly.
She looks fucking...
I won't lie. She's getting on a bit, but I still get a bit tingly.
She's awesome though. She's a rock star. It's funny too because she was the main character of the first movie.
Yeah.
So it's funny. People think it's the Terminator person or John the son, John Connery or what? How do you say it?
John Connor.
John Connor.
And you're thinking of Sean Connery.
I think it's Sean Connery. I'm messing all this up.
Yeah.
But it's actually it was her.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. She's one of the first. Feminine heroes type of stuff, kind of really cool, man. And I love the other actress who's in there. She was on a show called *Halt and Catch Fire*, and that is a brilliant show. One of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Do you mean? So I've seen the trailer. Do you mean the really kind of tall, blonde
Yes.
hair in a bob actress who's also
Yeah. I forget her name. I'm so bad with names.
She looks vaguely familiar, but I can't remember.
She was in there, and she was a character named Cameron, and
I've seen that show.
that's a good show. It really is a good show. I mean, yeah, solid, beautiful piece. Yeah, great show.
So, huge thanks this week to our artist intro. We've finally got to talk about Marvel cards, and we've only been recording 10 minutes. To ANDREI AUSCH, I believe is how you pronounce your name. ANDREI, thank you for that wonderful intro. His Instagram feed. So you can find him on Instagram at Dre Studios. That's DRE Studios. He's done some pretty cool stuff. I like his work. I'm just looking on here. I saw a really good black cat by him actually, and I remember commenting and going, "Oh, that's really nice." And he said, "Oh, I don't think it's been pulled yet." He said it was for Infinity War, the Avengers Infinity War set. And his reply was, "Oh, I'm not sure that sold quite well. It's probably still waiting to be pulled somewhere." So, but I don't know. Anyway, Marvel Masterpieces. I'm eyeballing right now some of his work from that's on his Instagram feed, as well as an absolutely cracking Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. But yeah,
that's what I'm looking at too.
He's done some really nice work.
And that close up of Silk is just outstanding.
Yeah, it's lovely. And what I like about his cards is that it's kind of a less is more thing.
Yeah, that's what I like too. Simplicity,
which is really nice, really clean. The Punisher,
white background, awesome. Solid lines. The Punisher's awesome. Lady Deathstrike looks great.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider is just so sick. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of that Silk. I love.
Here we go. So keep scrolling down, and you'll find his Black Cat. Marvel Avengers Infinity War. It's on the left.
Oh, that's a cool look.
It's nice, isn't it? It's really
I like that.
Not an awful lot going on there, but it's really cool.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so I like it.
Great line work, great ink.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh wow!
Nice stuff.
Did you see that Jean Grey and Dazzler?
Yeah. Wow. So anyway, folks, go and check his work out for yourself. It's there for all to see and for all to behold. ANDREI, thank you for your support. You can bet I'll be keeping an eye on what you're doing on future sets. I'm sure you're probably working on future sets, but like many of the artists that we talk to, I've just found some of his Black Panther cards. Nice.
Nice.
Like many of the artists, 2017 Marvel premiere. My goodness, is there a set this man has not worked on?
No, he's done a lot.
He's done an awful lot.
Yeah.
Nice work. Like many artists, because I was I had a back and forth via the podcast official Twitter feed. So you can find us on Twitter at the MCC Pod, which is also our Facebook page at the MCC Pod on Facebook and also on Instagram. So I was chatting away to Paul Hill, who's an English artist who's worked on a number of Marvel sets. He is definitely up for doing an intro at some stage and kind of coming on and talking about some stuff. But he's kind of, he's just ducked down to dive into another Marvel project. So basically said, I'm going to be off grid for a few weeks because I've got another batch of sketch cards to get done. So I'm dying with curiosity to know what that is.
I think I know.
Ooh. Well, at some point soon, they're probably all going to be knuckling down to get cracking on the Endgame Captain Marvel cards.
Yeah. You've
got the Spider-Man set coming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and of course Marvel 80.
The rumored Marvel 80.
The rumored Marvel 80 that we know accidentally that a couple of cats are working on.
Yep.
Can't say who said
Can't say who.
But that's not been. It was. Oops! I slipped and hit a keyboard button.
How did that happen?
And now the world knows. I haven't seen that pop up on the release schedule that Ed Webb from Sci-Fi Cards, good evening, Ed, sends out on his newsletters once a month. So I don't think that one has actually been solicited yet.
No, I'm pretty sure what we're going to see next in terms of EPAC is going to be Flare.
Flair's definitely going to be EPAX next. It's just a
Has to
question
be
of
soon.
when.
Yeah.
I think that might have been delayed by the whole Wave 2 artist thing that they do now, which Upper Deck have done on a couple of sets now, where they have either artists who weren't in the physical release or artists who were do another set of sketch cards so that they have got different and exclusive sketch card product to EPAX.
Yeah.
Which it's fine. So I think a few guys are working on that, but I think that delays things. You remember Marvel Masterpieces was longer than everyone thought coming to EPAX.
Yeah, 2018.
Jonesing for it, and when it finally arrived, I think it was like it blew very quickly, and
it
was
sold
gone.
out almost immediately.
But I think people were waiting for it, and you did have artists like Simone.
Yeah.
Ciao Simone. Who were only in the EPAX release.
Yeah, I'm sure something's coming special for Premiere, and I think something interesting for Flair's coming too.
Yeah.
So I think by the end of November, Flair will be up, and I think Premiere will be up by December for like holiday card stuff. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they won't be that close to each other, but
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Let's keep going.
There's been a lot of product out this year. It's actually it's kind of is it a golden age again? I don't think so. I think there'll always be that nostalgia trip for the 90s product in which there was an awful lot of product. But if you think about it, we've had a lot of card sets.
Yeah,
come out in the last year.
I think it's a golden age for the premium product.
Absolutely.
I think Joe Jusko 2016. I think Simone 2018, and I think the next Marvel Masterpiece set will kind of solidify the last like 4 or 3 years as like the golden age of Premiere cards. I mean, now that they have that new tier system, autographs, printing plates, red spectrums, now that they have that kind of nailed down, I think I don't know. I think we're in something pretty special in terms of Premiere card sets.
It's kind of the manufactured scarcity thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, I got some news for you that I didn't tell you yet.
Go on then.
Guess we got an M16 full base set.
Ooh.
No tier 4, but full base set. I'm a set collector,
precious.
baby. Bam.
Oh,
MM16.
That's nice.
I got MM16, and then I got MM18 now. So
nice. So is that tiers 1 to 3?
Tiers 1 to 3. So 1 through 81.
Nice.
I like it.
Oh, that's
I did it. I pulled the trigger. Someone did me a favor and sold them to me way under what they're costing people.
Yeah.
Very grateful.
That's
so now
nice.
I got 2 sets, man.
Well done.
I'm living the dream.
He's a 2-set surfer.
I'm a 2-set surfer.
You can do that. Hang on. To the tune of Rhinestone Cowboy. He's a 2-set surfer. There we go. Part of me. Have you seen Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
Where they do the Slim Pickings yodeling at the end.
Of course. How else are you going to blow up Martians' heads?
Exactly. Part of me thinks
the only way.
Well, I'm kind of in my mind's eye. A few of our listeners did that whole Martian head exploding into the jar thing when we started singing. Then
there goes half our listeners again.
Yeah, lawsuit from the relatives of anyway. I can't remember if we finished thanking Andre. So Andre, thank you.
Andre, you rock. You gave us an awesome conversation. We really love your art. I've been actually looking at his Instagram for some time. I think I've been friends with him on there for a while.
Yeah.
And his art only gets better, which is pretty mind-boggling because it's already so good.
Yeah.
But I do love how he keeps his backgrounds white. I love the simplicity. I love the color. I don't know if that's color pencils or what, but the texturing that he gets on there is really cool. Nice. And I like his faces and expressions. I think they're very clean, and they're very much the personality of the characters. And he's obviously only getting better and better, which is crazy.
His website is the same as his Instagram, Dre Studios, DRE Studios. So we'll pop that on the tasting notes, which I will share as best I can. I mean, the beauty about having more than one social media presence is also a curse, because I don't know about you. In fact, I do know about you because you told me before we started recording. I've had the maddest few weeks work-wise. I've barely had any time to do anything apart from play Pack-Walls, and which as we spoke about last time, I will talk about that in a moment. So it is something I've been not able to get the Instagram and the Twitter posts up when we have new episodes at the same time as we release the episode, because I simply haven't got enough hours in the day.
Oh, work.
But I've caught up. Well, the thing is, I want to be able to post something that actually looks decent. I want the images to work in the format, and I want to tag people properly. So you kind of can't really do that on the fly. Anyway, I've managed to get up to date today with the last episode, which is good, because I wanted to tag Bella. And I wanted to tag Jaylin Warner as well, for their gorgeous work that we spoke about on the last episode. So that's cool. And I have an artist I've discovered who I don't believe has yet, I say yet, done any Marvel cards. But I haven't sent you any of these links yet. So
no, you haven't.
You're about to get full links. Okay. So go on the bottom one first, which is her Instagram.
Going on the bottom one first. Click a Rooney.
Click a Rooney. Is that a technical term?
Scott. Oh, of course. Ian sends me a link. I open the link, and of course, it's a black cat cover sketch that's showing as her profile.
Oh, is it?
Header.
Oh, hang on a
black
minute.
Cat.
Hang on a minute. I don't think you're on the link, the bottom link.
The last one, the Scott's Collectibles.
No. The bottom link of the four is the her Instagram feed. It gives you a preview at the bottom of the first link. I think that's
okay. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to her Instagram now.
Anyway, this artist, she's new to me. She's called Carla Coe.
Oh wow.
She's a French painter, but she lives in Italy. Bear with me. I need to cough. 1 second.
Wow.
Me, folks. I'm just getting over this cold, and I'm still a bit gravelly. Let me just have a little drink.
Take your time, buddy.
She does
extremely photorealistic work.
Yeah, her work obviously is incredible.
Is amazing.
She
wow.
Not only is she stunningly beautiful in and of herself, her work is amazing. And I first saw her come through. I'm subscribed to, because of all those Black Cat issues last year. yeah.
Sorry,
they are good, aren't they?
They're really good.
I got an email from one of the companies that specialize in exclusive covers, variant covers, basically the limited ones that maybe only 500 issues. Because of the Black Cat variants that I got way into earlier in the year. So now I'm subscribed to all these things, and it does fill my inbox at a slightly anxiety level pace, but it does give me eyeballs on stuff I wouldn't normally see. And I got one from a company called Comics Elite, where they were doing an exclusive of a comic called Money Shot that I don't really know much about, but Money Shot is coming out. Well, I don't think it's a Marvel one. I think it's got all sorts of different variant covers from different people. But anyway, Carla Cohen's is on that set of links that I sent you, and it's slightly frustrating because it has now sold out on the Comics Elite website, but they don't leave the page live.
Yeah, which
is really annoying. Actually, it's like, let's leave it live and have it sold out. So unfortunately, you won't find it on their website. However, I've just sent you a link to an eBay listing for that cover of Money Shot 1 by Carla Cohen.
Yeah, I see
it's one of those links, and it's just phenomenal. So that's the first piece of artwork.
Probably an erotic.
I think kind of on that spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be erotic, an erotic series, maybe. Yeah, Money Shot's an erotic series because Money Shot is the. Anyway.
Oh, is that the name for something?
I think that's I think that's what they're talking about. Maybe.
All right. Well, I don't know what.
Maybe
you
I'm wrong. I don't know.
Anyway, so go to the Scott's Collectibles link. Scott's Collectibles are a fine company based in the UK. The guy who runs it is a regular in a lot of the comic groups that I'm a member of in the UK, and he has a page about Carla Cohen because I think he represents her. And yeah, Carla is represented by Scott's Collectibles. So yeah, Daniel at Scott's Collectibles
Wow.
is the email address, and it's got a photo of her and two of the pieces that are available through their website currently. So yes, the header on that is an image of her doing a commission piece on a blank sketch cover of Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man of Black Cat. But then you have a photo of Carla herself, but her Instagram feed is definitely worth checking out because she's done Snow White Zombie Apocalypse cover. She's done an incredible Silk commission, Amazing Spider-Man, that's on her Instagram feed.
She does crazy good stuff. Her
it's
Batman
just really
Who
nice.
Laughs is insane detail.
Yes. And there's some really nice. Yeah. And she was at New York Comic Con. But if you scroll down her Instagram feed, the one that really just gets me is her Captain Marvel commission cover. Because it just has so much vividness and life to it. I think it's wonderful. So
yeah.
If Carlo ever does Marvel cards, I'm in, but I would seriously
Well,
consider
she would be
a commission on a Black Cat.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, giving her a 4x3 Rittenhouse uncut card,
yeah,
having her doing something on that would be epic.
Mm.
She's awesome.
She's on the Fred Ian spectrum.
I mean, she's all reality based.
European.
It's very photorealism. I mean, my favorite that I'm seeing on the whole page, to be honest, is the Daisy Ridley.
Yes, as right.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's the one that just blows me away.
Yeah.
It was a commission for New York Comic Con.
Yes.
Her commission list was full, but yeah, that's one of them.
Not surprised. So yeah, recommended. I don't. I just thought I'd chat about her, give her a shout out, and obviously I'll tag her when this episode goes live. And
yeah, hopefully Upper Deck will listen to this and hit her up.
Yeah. So anyway, Upper Deck artist alert.
Seriously,
we seriously should have doing something. Even if it's on base card art.
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, I hit her up immediately.
Yeah, like if base card art for one of these sets would probably be the way I expect she'd go, and maybe do some very, very limited sketch cards. But yeah, if she ever did a masterpieces set, for example,
people will lose their minds.
They would.
That should be a good episode.
What's that?
Maybe in the future, spec on MM 2020 or 2022.
It's going to be 2020. Yeah, who knows?
Or whatever. I think that'd be kind of fun to kind of
I think it would be
like 3 artists each that we would propose for that set.
Absolutely.
That'd be kind of cool. We should do that.
So I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do on an episode, but I'm
going to please, man, my eyes.
Okay. All right. Listen. Aside from that, I'm going to chew gum because my throat is on the verge of drying out to the point at which a nun would think it was a wellspring. So I'm going to try not to be too chopsy into the microphone. He's gone. We've lost him. We've lost Norrin. You're back there.
Okay, I'm back. I'm here.
So,
I'm ready.
I'm only chewing to keep my vocal cords lubricated. No smuttiness from you, please.
That's it. I'm leaving. I can't do this anymore.
So, what was I going to talk about next? So we mentioned Baltimore Con earlier on.
We did.
Friend of the podcast, Michael Munshaw. Good evening, sir.
Michael.
Michael's a dude. He's a really nice guy.
He really is a nice guy. I really like his work, and he's obviously awesome as well.
Yeah, I love the stuff he shares, and we're friends on Facebook now, so I kind of get a glimpse into just his life, his world, and he's really really nice guy. And he met other alumnus, whatever the expression is, of this podcast, Greg Hildebrandt at Baltimore Comic Con, and just shared a photo of him meeting Greg, and freely admits to on his post to geeking out in a big way and having Greg sign one of his cards.
That's so cool.
And I think it's just brilliant. It's just really nice. I love
it so much. I'm so glad he shared that. And
here we go. So cool to meet the legend Greg Hildebrandt today at Baltimore Comic Con. And it's like, and Michael's just grin, just says it all. In fact, looking at this photo, I'm not sure who's happier to be meeting the other one, because Greg looks pretty made up as well. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool. So I thought I'd just shout out to both of those guys. Hanging out together at these cons, which I believe Stephen Bagley is at, who we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he is. He hit me up and sent me some cool things, and actually he got the Black Knight print.
Oh, is that from Tom Palmer?
Yes, that's it.
Mm.
Yeah, from 1993 Marvel Masterpiece set.
Oh yes, I will. With Stephen's permission, I'm sure he won't mind, but I will definitely put that on the tasting notes. So, but Stephen works at the Beckett booth, I believe.
Yeah,
the grading, doing sort of promoting card grading, which is kind of very much his wheelhouse. So he gets to go to all these cool shows. And Stephen is, for those who don't know, a member of the MCCW group on Facebook, and of Marvel Masterpieces collectors as well, and is one of the most passionate people I know in the hobby. So yeah, definitely check out his Instagram at Bag of Fleas. Impromptu bit of promotion for Stephen there. I didn't expect to do that. Anyway, so during the week, so my throat is, oh dear. Bear with, caller. Talk amongst yourselves.
Take your time.
Oh, that's better. Unclean. I need a lamb's blood cross on the door and someone outside ringing a bell.
I'll overnight it to you.
During the week, something interesting popped up on the group. Someone was selling a Joe Driscoll autographed card from Marvel Masterpieces 1992.
Yeah.
Which you do see a lot of those around, because Joe, as I understand it, good evening, Joe. Good evening, sir.
Oh.
As I understand it, Joe does sign cards at cons and goes to a fair few cons, or has done over the 27 odd years since Marvel Masterpieces 92 has come out. So signs a lot of cards. So there's an awful lot of Joe Driscoll signed.
Yeah, they're floating out there for sure.
Out there. There's fewer out there that were kind of an official release or came with a certificate of authenticity. I'll say official release as in the 1996 Marvel Masterpiece, 2016 Marvel Masterpieces came out with
the buyback autos.
The buyback autos, of course,
which would number to 15.
15, which are at a premium.
Extremely a premium.
Yeah, and you could probably get Joe sign exactly the same card, but not have that bespoke official release thing, and also it wouldn't be numbered in the way that the buybacks were. So there's that. But this was different. This was from, and I'm just trying to find the conversation.
Dynamic Forces. So back in the day, Dynamic Forces was the only spot really that did any kind of convention assigning pieces. They did comic books. They did rare number of things. You would get like a silver or gold DF sticker on the back of your comic book, because they would go get
the bag.
Right. It was before grading was big on comic books. It was pretty much the only way, other than going to cons, to getting things signed by particular artists, and they numbered those particular things.
Yeah.
And it looks like what they did for the 92 release is that for every set they sold, I think is what was said on the forum.
Yep.
For every full set that was sold of the 92, maybe the 10 or whatever the case may be, you got one card that was autographed by Joe Driscoll, and I believe that card was numbered out of 5,000.
Yes.
So here is my question. How many? So it's not for every character, because that's crazy. Every character can't have 5,000 signatures on them, because Joe would still be doing that to this day. So it said 5,000. which seems like a lot.
I'm gonna have to pause. I'm gonna have to go and get a drink of water.
Okay, go ahead. I'll be here.
So yeah, we'll edit this out. I think we're probably about 40 minutes or so in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not up for it, we can go
No,
ahead.
I'll be back. We'll wrap up
okay.
this bit. Yeah.
All right, bud.
He's fresh, exciting. He's back to record the podcast. Woo! I've got milk, baby.
You got milk?
Milk.
I thought you were getting water. Why did you get milk?
Because milk coats the back of your throat.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there we go.
Learn something new.
You do. I might be talking rubbish, but anyway. So we will finish this podcast if it kills me. Right. So there's a guy in the group called Matt Lenefelt. Good evening, Matt. Apologies if I murdered your surname. And he sent me some more information.
Oh, did he? Awesome.
About this mysterious set. So apparently the 5000 series, there were 5,000 of these sets, basically. He calls it the 5,000 series gold autograph cards. Were commissioned by Dynamic Forces and originally came with a certificate of authenticity. Retailers could order them as part of a 100 card base set, so you get one random auto per set, basically.
One random auto. Okay.
From the Dynamic Forces mail order catalogue. Mail order. Oh, those were the days. They were also sold on the Home Shopping Network.
Oh!
And then he sent me some photos of a Spider-Man card sold. So from what it sounds like, there were 5,000 sets, and each set came with one card that was autographed, and it could be any card. So Joe signed 5,000 cards, and they were, whether there was he could have just been given like 5,050 times 100. Yes, he could have just been given like, X number of base sets, because my math just failed me badly. 5,000 cards, that would be 100 cards, 50 base sets. Yeah.
Wow.
So he basically signed the equivalent of 50 base sets. So whether he worked his way through 50 base sets, in which case there should be an equal number of each card.
Right.
Or whether he just had, a stack of, 1,000 of 5 different characters, I don't know. But so we know there's a Spider-Man because I'm looking at it now, and there's a certificate of authenticity, Dynamic Forces one that is trading card size that went on the back of it. Apologies, I haven't sent you these pictures, but they will go on the tasting notes. He goes on to say that not many people know about these Dynamic Forces 5,000 series cards. Well, not so much now. They also don't pop up very, very often, or they just get mislisted on eBay. So Dynamic Forces didn't do the full set autographed. So the only way to get a full set autographed would be to find and assemble, a set by getting those 5, sets by doing an autograph, and you wouldn't necessarily know. It's only cards 1 to 99, so the checklist didn't get signed, nor the Battle Spectras, nor the Lost cards.
Oh, that's good to know, because there's like the whole fraud thing. So
Yeah.
I'm glad he said that.
So this is a nice little tidbit. I love this trivia from a bygone age. Another little interesting detail about these is that Dynamic Forces didn't sell all 5,000 of the autograph base cards. Hang on. Wait till the end of the sentence.
Sorry.
Didn't sell all 5,000 of the autograph base cards they commissioned from Joe. They only sold about 60% of them. Info from an ex-DF employee. The unsold autos were kept by a single higher-up person at Dynamic Forces. So,
bastard.
Cute us getting sued, but this is just not hearsay.
Why are we getting sued?
No, I'm sure it's fine. Dynamic Forces still exist? I think they do, don't they?
I'm gonna check now. 'Cause I'm gonna figure out who works there.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
gonna hit them up.
To be fair, I think a lot of these people probably aren't there anymore if it does still exist as a company, because there's churn and stuff. And
Wow,
also,
the
we're talking
website's
25
still
plus
on
years
there,
ago. Yeah.
and it looks exactly as it did when I was a kid.
Now, there is another style of certificate which was printed by the Home Shopping Network when the card style certificate of authenticities ran out.
Wait, say that last part again.
Do I really have to?
No, you don't.
So basically,
keep going. I'll listen.
There's another style of certificate printed by the Home Shopping Network, which is more akin to the full-size one that was in the back of comics.
Yeah.
Because they ran out of the ones that were trading card size, which I find fascinating. So there we go.
Wow.
I mean, Matt's found very few.
Yeah, he has a pretty small set, but
yeah, he says he sees 5 a year on eBay if he's lucky. But you often see them as base sets where the seller doesn't say anything about the single autograph card, or dynamic forces, so it makes searching for them pretty difficult.
Yeah, I would say so, because basically you're going to have to look through all the cards that are also con-sold.
Yeah, exactly.
And
all
then
the
look for that.
Just base sets.
Yeah, and look for that 50. Look for that 5,000 number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little trivia piece. I like that. I've got a lot of time for that.
I think it's great.
Don't you just hate it when you buy something from someone on eBay and they hound you for feedback? Like literally hound.
Yes.
This guy just won't give up. It's the third message from eBay I've had from him, and I've kind of been busy. There's probably about 20 eBay auctions I need to leave feedback on, and it's just sent me another one. Hope that book arrived okay and that you can leave favourable feedback. Regards, Stuart. Yeah, I'll get right on that, Stuart. Thanks very much. Just gets on my nerves. I shouldn't have nerves at my age. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to say this week, simply because I'm not sure how much longer my voice is going to last, even with a coating of delicious creamy milk.
Delicious creamy milk.
It is creamy. Oh, lovely, milky. That'll mean nothing to you, but there was a comedy.
No, it doesn't. But
early 90s. It's slightly sinister, isn't it? Shall I do it again?
It was. I mean, no, please don't do it again.
Okay.
I mean,
good.
there's no need to. Yeah, I mean, I'm already gonna have nightmares.
Yeah.
So.
If you're lucky, I'll end the podcast with it. There was a that'll be a nice lead into the next week's episode as well. There was a comedy show in the early 90s in the UK called the Mary Whitehouse Experience. So not only is that a segue, but there's a segue within a segue coming. Mary Whitehouse, who was ancient when I was young and died a good 20 years ago now, was a lady in the UK who campaigned against what she saw as obscenity and lowering of standards on television broadcasts, and so would regularly campaign for. I mean, if she lived today, she'd be absolutely aghast. She'd be turning in her grave at some of the stuff that goes on. But anyway, this comedy show called the Mary Whitehouse Experience had a number of really good English comedians who are still very active today. One of them, you're going to have to edit this so much because
that's okay.
One of them did this little thing where you just went to him and he just held up a glass of milk and he was wearing some anorak and big thing that's just looking really sinister and just a bit odd,
right?
And he would go, lovely, milky, and it would just cut away from him, and that was the entire joke. The character did nothing else. They just went to him every now and again. They just went to this little scene of this character doing that, and he might be in a slightly different part of the studio because they recorded it live,
right?
But that was it. That was the whole gimmick.
It's pretty funny.
I just remember it, and I occasionally do it in the office to some of the millennials that work there, and they just either look at me and back out the room
with no idea the context.
No idea the context of it, and even if they did know the context, they'd probably just look at me and back out the room. Anyway, so last week we talked about Pack Wars, and we played Pack Wars.
We did. That was a lot of fun.
We did. It's hilarious. So I've been digging into my allowance that I put aside for myself for Marvel Weekly to buy some Marvel Pack Wars packs. So I've been buying less
Double
weekly, but still
dipping,
enough to
man.
get going. But well, Pack Wars is pretty affordable, as we talked about. So
Yeah, that's true.
you don't have to get much to get a tickle on.
No.
So a combination of that plus trading just spare physical base I had from Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, Fleer Ultra X-Men, I've been able to collate pretty much now. I'm a good chunk of the way through Marvel Annual 2018-19. I've got a full color. Yeah, I've got a full color wheel set from that. I've got some of the SPs. I've got all but 2 of the top 10 subset chase sets. I've got all the comic covers. Got each of the weekly achievements you get just from playing. I've got most of 2016 as well.
Wow.
And I'm chipping away at 2017. So, including like Blue Parallel and Gold Parallel and some of those sets, they did different.
You went all in.
Well, it's bizarre because it's one of those things. Marvel Annual is quite a lower. It's not a premium set.
True.
There's a lot of it out there. There's an awful lot.
Yeah,
of it
there's
out there. So
there's a lot.
I had quite a lot of Bond stuff lying around from when I bought those Bond cards. And Bond has a similar format. It comes with 4 digital cards and 1 physical card in each pack. So it's pretty easy for me to trade all the Bond digital I've got lying around for the same for Marvel Annual, and then just combine those Marvel Annual ones up when I get 10 of them to get the physical cards.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing that. And, before I know it, I've got a pretty decent stash of Marvel Annual tucked away. But what I haven't told you, because we've both been so mad busy and you've been up to stuff and I've been up to stuff and, putting Disney on Ice tours on sale and things like that, is literally, I've been in the middle of tour on sale for the last 2 weeks. It's been challenging, shall we say. We've got a little Facebook Messenger group, me and 3 of the guys on the group on the forum. So and I know you haven't been doing it, so that's we called it Marvel Annual Heads. So we've got myself, we've got Jim Rails, got Jonathan Delgado's in there, and Baggins, Stephen Bagley, Bag of Fleas.
Bagley's.
And Jonathan Delgado. Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Jim.
Hey, Jonathan.
Jonathan Delgado, JD. He's going at it hardcore. I mean, man, he's going at it harder than you guys went into Q8 in '91. He's really doing it. And
really,
as in he's going for. So, the color wheel set of base 1 to 100 is relatively straightforward to get because you just combine 10 digital cards. Of the base, so you can't get the base cards that you get in the physical product on e-packs at all because the base cards on e-packs are digital, but you can combine 10 of those to get a color wheel version of each of the Marvel Annual 1 to 100 cards.
Wow.
But that color wheel is exclusive to e-packs in the same way that the base physical is exclusive to physical. So the SP, the short print cards 101 to 150, of which I have the Black Cat plates for.
Yeah. The good stuff.
Those cards are much scarcer to get on e-packs, even by buying physical, either by buying regular packs on e-packs or by doing Pack Wars. You can only get them if you win on Pack Wars, and then you don't win every game.
Yeah, of course.
And there's other prizes. So he's going for the color wheel on that, where you have to get 10 of each short print and then combine those. Last count, it was up to 300.
Whoa.
It was up to 300 SP cards. So no wonder I can't find the 10 I need for just the Black Cat because the guy's hoovering them up. But he's really motoring. So hats off to you, Jonathan.
Wow, what a beast!
Yeah, basically, when he pulls anything that's big, when he wins anything that's big, like a plate or a sketch, he's trading that for big lots, I think, and fair play to him. I've pulled a couple of plates this week. I've won rather a couple of plates.
Really?
I won. Let me have a look. I won a Drax plate. It is Drax. Let me look at the back of it. It's a black printing plate of base card 62.
Whoa.
So I've got that. I also have a Black Panther plate, which is base card 99. I remember that from the highest card in the set thing that you get in
That's
Pack Wars.
yeah.
And I got the magenta of that, which is okay, but because it's Black Panther, it's not maybe quite as strong as some
Still
of
a
the
good
other
color
cards
though.
would be. It is. So I've got those two. Now, interestingly, I won a plate the week before, and there's a guy on ePacks who has offered me, again, for these two plates, an unfeasibly large amount of cards in return for those two plates.
Really?
So it's one of those things. It's like, okay, do I use those plates to trade for other plates, which I've tried to do, but I've got the Black Cat ones.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, really, what other plates are you going to hunt? You kind of got your...
Well, I've kind of decided to go for, because you can't get the, okay, in the 1 to 100, you can get gold. You can win golds through ePacks, through Pack Wars. You can only win the golds through playing Pack Wars. The golds are not physical cards.
Oh.
And so they don't actually exist. You can't get a gold parallel physically, which is a real shame because they look really nice.
Yeah, they do.
But when you pull a gold, you can combine 5 of them to get a red. And that's the really rare one.
What's the red number out of?
It doesn't say how many there are of each red, but so it's not a numbered card.
Yeah, but the red by the odds of
the red parallel is pretty tough to get.
So what do you think is the rarest? So what's the queen card? Like, what's the card to go and get?
Oh, the red parallels.
What's the rarest card?
The red parallels are by far the hardest to get. Yeah. Wow. And it's bizarre because some of these don't exist on the short print spectrum.
Yeah.
So 101 to 150. I don't believe the golds exist. As in, they don't do them. I don't believe they do. And you can't get a blue parallel, for example, a blue and purple parallel, which you only win through Pack Wars.
Right.
They're much more common, and they are physical cards. But I don't think they do them for cards 101 to 150, the short print ones. So it's bizarre. You've got this kind of tiers within different parts of the set. However, I'm almost finished. I think I need about 25 cards to finish a blue parallel set of 1 to 100.
Whoa.
Which is pretty good.
That's really good.
Not sure if I'll do purple, but who knows? Anyway, so this same guy actually on ePacks, I won't give out his handle because I don't want to. But last week I pulled a plate last week, and I pulled a sketch last week. I won a sketch and a plate last week, and the sketch was an artist I wasn't familiar with, and it was Captain Marvel, and it wasn't a sketch that sang to me, and I'm not a collector of that character. So I traded and got a big chunk of cards, like 60 or 70 cards from parallels and chase and things like that. And so for me, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this same guy is offering me. I've currently got a trade offer with him for 95 cards in exchange for my 2 plate plus 3 just random chase that he happens to need that he saw in my collection. So I'm kind of weighing it up at the moment. It looks good.
Well, what do you think what have those plates been going for on eBay?
Realistically speaking, based on how much I bought my short print printing plates, there's actually no difference in terms of short print and base in terms of the numbers of plates, of course, because there's only
but people don't do that. People don't go by that.
Yeah, well, they did for Marvel Masterpieces. They priced the plates for the
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tiers,
that's what I mean. Like tier 4 plates for Marvel Masterpieces were insane.
4 times as much as tier 1.
Yep.
Yeah. So I reckon probably about, for these 2 characters, $50-$60 tops.
And you're getting 95 cards.
Yeah. So you know what? It's and some of the cards are. There's a lot of blue parallels. There's a lot of the top 10 chase cards I need, which are kind of $1 each, if that. But then
you can hold off.
I can hold off. But it kind of gets me a big chunk of stuff just done. But he's also included some silver foil parallels of 2017's Marvel Annual, which again they do in 2018-19 set, is that the comic covers, which are physical cards that you get on e-packs, I think they were in the physical release as well. On e-packs, however, if you combine 10 of those, you get a silver foil parallel version of it. So they're actually a pretty tough get, and he's given me a chunk of those. He's also offered, what else has he offered? Let's have a look here. I'm still scrolling. Some of the achievement cards from Marvel Annual 2017, which you'd have to get, you'd have to complete, like one of those silver sets, for example.
Wow.
To get some of these achievements. So you'd have to get 10 of every one of the 40 comic covers cards, which is quite an achievement. Then parallel them up to get the silvers. So you've got to get 400 comic covers cards to get the 40 silver things, and then you can get an achievement card for getting the 40 silvers. Do you see what I mean? So the
I see
happy birthday achievements are actually pretty decent. There's a couple of patches in there, some blue foil parallels. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to go for it, but I'll see how I feel in a few hours' time.
Yeah. How about Jonathan and everybody? Do they need the plates? Do they have anything you want?
No, they don't really. I mean, I could do. I could throw it over to those. To be honest with you, I kind of won these earlier in the week, and they've just sat there. I did tell the guys on the little group that we've got that on Messenger that we that I pulled them, and we share when we win stuff.
That's awesome.
But I think unless any of us are specifically collecting the plates or would like to own the plates, we tend to trade them out for bulk stuff that we need. So
I wish I could go down this train with you, man. I'm waiting for Surfer to come back into the fold so I can get in on this stuff.
Yeah, when you're doing that, I'll have
things
I'll
to do.
I'll have acquired every card known to man at this rate. So that's good. Listen, I'm gonna wrap up because my voice is gonna fail me completely. So apologies to everyone for the stop-start. Apologies to you in advance, Norrin. Editing that you're gonna have to do to edit out my cough.
No worries. I'll get into it.
So next week, I'm already looking forward to next week's episode. It's going to be quite a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So the reason I say that next week's episode will be a fun one, Norrin,
tell me,
it's going to be our Treehouse of Horror. It's going to be the Halloween episode.
The Halloween episode.
I want to bite your cards. I will count. One trading card. See already, it's fun. Halloween and cards.
I'm already having a good time.
Which is where we need you guys. So everyone listening to this episode is going to drop on Thursday, which means you'll have a week till Halloween.
A week. Because
the Halloween episode will drop on Thursday, because Halloween happens to be on a
Thursday
this year. Marvelous. So what we need you cats and kids to do is within 2 days, because we record at the weekend, so within 2 days of this episode dropping, can you please, anyone who wishes to, submit to us sketch cards?
Yes.
By anyone. It's got to be a Marvel sketch card of horror and Halloween related characters or situations.
I love it.
I'm going to say that because that could be a bit left field, especially knowing the sense of humor of some of the guys in the group.
Yeah.
Greg, Bobby, Jake, Sittner. Those guys are nuts.
I love to collect horror sketch cards, actually.
Yeah, but I just think there's some really cool characters. There's there's Ghost Rider, there's Blade, there's Dracula.
Yep.
I guess Man Thing,
definitely supernatural.
There's some pretty bonkers Dormammu stuff with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, magic is definitely new mutant horror type of stuff. Plenty of bleed over there.
So anyway, dark as you like, folks, because we kind of just want to talk about them on the podcast and then put them up with the tasting notes for the Halloween episode.
Yeah. Also, I just had this great idea. We could start a magenta printing plate thread, and it'd be like blood all the way down. Like that wasn't good. I'm gonna stop talking now. We can just keep going. I got excited, guys. Don't listen to me. We're moving on. we're not going to ever talk about this again.
And beyond that, lovely, milky.
All right, I'm in it. I officially like it.
Lovely stuff. Thanks for listening, everybody. Enjoy collecting.
Enjoy collecting, everybody.
Lovely. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. You can subscribe via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. Leave us a message via that link with questions, comments, or just to say hi, and we may even play on the show. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Our podcast is at the MCC Pod on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find links on our Facebook page to the two groups MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. On Instagram, find us at MM Collectors and at Sketch Card Hive. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.